Hey y'all, so I want to talk a little bit today about how my Mamiya RB67 malfunctioned overseas. Thank y'all so much for subscribing and liking the video. It really does help. Seeing a lot of new faces around here, and I want to thank y'all for watching and for subscribing to see what I've got going on over here. So I recently took a trip across the pond. I made a couple videos about this already. If you want to check them out, there'll be a card somewhere, I think up here. I went to London and Spain and a few other places, and my camera decided to stop working in Ibiza. The worst thing about all of this is that I didn't know it had stopped working. So I shot a bunch of rolls of film, and when I brought it all back to the lab, only 1.5 of the rolls were exposed. Yup. I had just gotten the camera. I tested the camera. I put 2 rolls through the camera. I knew that the camera worked just fine. There were no issues that I could tell. Both of the levers were working just fine. The shutter was just fine. Nothing was out of the ordinary from what I knew. At one point, the numbers on the film back weren't advancing, even if I cocked the back lever. So that was suspicious. But then it started working again. So I do think that's where I had some sort of issue. I don't know if during travel something happened or what. I imagine not, because the first half of the trip I was making photographs and some of the photographs came out. So the camera was working at first. Then it wasn't. You know, we took a really nice bike ride around Ibiza, took a boat ride to Formentera. It was off season, so there was no one around, or very few people around, I should say. I've heard a lot about the RB67 just shutting down, or people having various issues with it, not firing. Yeah, and I was like crossing my fingers that that didn't happen, and it did. What are you gonna do? I'm long past the window to return it to the seller. I did get insurance, so I'm gonna see what I can have done. I do think it could be the film back, but I will maybe try to find a camera repair shop to see if I can get some help with it if it continues to give me trouble. I don't film everywhere I go. I don't carry that big old camera around everywhere I go. But even when I didn't, I forgot or was so wrapped up in carrying the RB67 around that I didn't bring my 35mm camera with me. And that's where I went wrong. I put all of my eggs in the Mamiya RB67 basket and paid for it. So that's something I'll think about next time, because I had my camera with me, so why didn't I bring it? And that's film. That's how it works sometimes. I believe that any camera, if you want it to be, can become or be a travel camera, to be honest. If you have the right gear, the right way to carry it around, if you have the ability, the capabilities, if you're able-bodied, you may be able to take whatever camera you want wherever you go. I would potentially consider not taking the RB67, and everywhere I go, this trip reminded me that I should be doing more with my Mamiya 645. So maybe on my next trip, I'll take that instead. I'm gonna try to shoot another roll and see if I'm having the same issues, but I just wanted to show some of the footage and show what happened to the camera. Let me know if any of y'all have had any of these sort of issues, if you've had any other issues with your RB67. It is a gamble buying 40-plus-year-old cameras, 30-plus-year-old cameras, no matter the camera. You just don't know what you're gonna get sometimes. And I definitely learned that. Anyway, y'all, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time, see ya.